In recent months, tensions between Russia and its neighboring countries have been steadily rising. Among these nations, Estonia, a small but strategically important Baltic state, has been making headlines. Despite its size, Estonia is taking bold steps that even NATO as a whole has been hesitant to pursue. The latest reports suggest that Estonia is preparing significant changes in how it manages its border crossings with Russia, and these actions could have wide-reaching consequences for regional security and international diplomacy. Estonia shares a 294-kilometer border with Russia. For decades, this frontier has been an uneasy dividing line between East and West, democracy and authoritarianism. While NATO has provided Estonia with security guarantees since it joined in 2004, Estonians know they cannot simply rely on others to defend their sovereignty. With Russia's growing military activities and its involvement in conflicts beyond its borders, Estonia sees an urgent need to tighten control over its border regions. One of Estonia's main priorities is modernizing its border infrastructure. Officials have announced plans to build stronger fences, expand surveillance networks, and deploy more high-tech monitoring systems. These upgrades include drones, thermal cameras, and motion sensors designed to track every movement along the Russia-Estonia line. Unlike some NATO allies who prefer cautious diplomacy, Estonia is willing to openly confront potential threats by showing readiness at the border. Estonia also plans to take strict measures against illegal crossings and smuggling from Russia. Over the years, the border has seen everything from fuel smuggling to the movement of individuals linked to organized crime. Tallinn now wants to reduce this activity sharply by implementing tougher inspections, restricting entry permits, and tightening customs checks. But more controversially, Estonian authorities are discussing the possibility of limiting Russia's so-called soft influence. This may include stricter controls on the flow of Russian media, goods, and propaganda through the border. For Estonia, the goal is clear: stop Moscow from exerting pressure inside its territory through cultural, economic, or political channels. By taking these steps, Estonia is not just addressing its own national security. It is sending a strong message to both Moscow and Brussels. To Russia, Estonia is showing that intimidation will not work and that even a small NATO member can take decisive action. To NATO, Estonia is demonstrating that frontline countries cannot afford hesitation when it comes to defending their independence. This is why the move has been described by analysts as Estonia doing what NATO won't. While the alliance often struggles with consensus and diplomacy, Estonia is acting quickly, boldly, and unilaterally. Of course, such actions are not without risks. Russia has already reacted angrily to Estonia's security initiatives in the past, accusing Tallinn of provocation. Any further tightening of border controls could spark diplomatic disputes or even military incidents. Given Estonia's size, it cannot afford a direct conflict with Russia, which makes its decisions even more daring. At the same time, Estonia counts on NATO's Article 5 guarantee. If any member state is attacked, the entire alliance responds. By raising the stakes, Estonia might also be testing NATO's willingness to stand firmly by its promises. What Estonia is planning is more than just a border upgrade. It is a declaration that small nations can lead in the fight for security and sovereignty. In a world where great powers often dominate headlines, Estonia is proving that courage, determination, and preparedness can matter more than size. For ordinary Estonians, these steps may bring a sense of reassurance that the government is not sitting idle while the threat from the east grows. For Russia, it is a reminder that even its smaller neighbors will not be easily intimidated. And for NATO, it is a wake-up call that decisive action is sometimes more important than endless debate.